Has your girlfriend's past been just a little too much to handle for you? Maybe she trusted you enough to share about some one-night stands that she had in her past. Maybe some sexual encounters she once had. Maybe even things that her and her ex did together. Now, she told you all that because she trusts you, she loves you, and figured there was no way you would ever judge her for those things. But you did. You did judge her. You judged her a lot. And now you can't get these thoughts of her past out of your head. Hey everyone, for those of you new to the channel, my name is Matt, and don't worry, I'm not judging you for feeling this way because this used to be me. It used to be me all the time. In fact, I would specifically try to date virgins and do all this other crazy stuff just so I wouldn't have to obsess about their past. But guess what? It doesn't work. In fact, the last thing I would recommend doing is leaving your girlfriend if you think by doing so, you'll get over this and find relief. Not gonna happen. This problem you are facing is 100% inside of you. You cannot run from it. And no matter who you start dating next, you will still start being insecure of their past too. Yes, even if they are a virgin. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you 4 very powerful tips that if you really put them into practice, it will allow you to start ridding yourself of these ridiculous thoughts and allow you to begin enjoying your relationship once again with your girlfriend. Now, the first thing you need to realize is, again, this is a 100% you thing. This has to do with the insecurities we have going on in here, okay? This has nothing to do with anything on the outside. If it did have anything to do with on the outside, then every single person who ever walked the face of the earth would be bothered by their girlfriend's past. Because guess what? Everyone has a past. The truth is, not many people really care what their girlfriend did before they met. In fact, there are many people who actually are amused by it and think it's funny or silly to hear about it. So knowing all that, we can come to the conclusion that this definitely comes down to issues and insecurities that we have going on in here, okay? Think about this for a minute. If you were completely comfortable in your own skin, feeling as whole and complete as possible, feeling as though you were the best man you could possibly be, and completely comfortable and confident in your ability to be a good lover and a good partner, if you actually truly thought and believed all those things, would these thoughts of your girlfriend's past bother you so much? I'm guessing, actually not even guessing, I know for sure, I know for certain, the answer is no. So it's important that you take some time and do some reflection. What is it about yourself that you are insecure about? Again, it can range from your ability to be a good lover to the way you think and feel about your body. Maybe you have some weight you think you need to lose. Maybe you don't feel confident. Maybe you don't feel confident in your finances. Maybe you have some social anxiety issues and things like that. Whatever it is, own it. Own your insecurities. Own your insecurities and start working every single day to overcome them, to get yourself back in a better place and a better position. I can promise you, by shifting that focus off of your girlfriend's past and 100% onto yourself and start dominating your insecurities, you will in fact start getting over her past. And if you don't, mark my words, your insecurity will end up destroying your relationship. Now, with that being said, that gets us to our second point here. Nothing your girlfriend at this point can say will help your jealousy with their past. That's the thing about jealousy. It is completely irrational. Asking more questions, trying to find answers to get relief will not lead you to getting over this. It will hurt you so much more. It will cause you to dig more holes that you will never be able to get out of. Soon you'll be asking the same questions over and over again, and you'll never be satisfied with any of the answers, period. Plus, this is going to cause your girlfriend to see right into all of your jealousy and insecurity, and it will more than likely cause her to lose her attraction for you, because as we all know, insecurity kills attraction. I can tell you by my own experience, this was a big game changer for me when I accepted this idea that this is 100% a me thing. Nothing my girlfriend can say or do will make me feel better in the long term. Maybe in the short term, maybe for a couple hours or a couple days, but nothing long term. These thoughts, these obsessions continue to come back. So I decided I'm going to stop asking questions and start working on myself now to overcome this. And the minute I stopped asking questions, things began to shift for me. I started feeling better and better and better. Now, before we move on to the next step, which was probably the most important and crucial step for me in overcoming the jealousy of my girlfriend's past, if you could take a fraction of a second and smash the like button on this video. This activates YouTube's algorithm so other people who need help are able to see this video, so I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, so the next step in getting over your girlfriend's past goes a bit hand in hand with what we just talked about, but it has to do with confidence. It has to do with choosing a stance of confidence in your relationship. Right now, you are responding to these events of your girlfriend's past with a victimhood mentality. You probably get these thoughts of like,
this shouldn't be like this. Why did this have to happen? If only she didn't do that. If only this didn't happen. Why did she do it in the first place? That's absolutely gross. She should be pure. She should have waited just for me to come into her life.
If you are having any of these thoughts going through your head, you are playing the role of the victim. And it's time to change the role we play and instead choose a stance of confidence. This really helped me out in my journey in overcoming my girlfriend's past. I stopped playing the victim card and instead decided to start looking at my relationship from a new angle, a new perspective, one where I was in control. Instead of constantly saying to myself, man,
I wish she never did this. Why did she have to do this? I don't deserve this.
I started saying things like this. I started taking control of my life. And I said, this is my life. I am the master of it. I choose who I want in my life, and I only choose the best. And you know what? My girlfriend is good enough for me. I choose her. Sure, she had a past. Big deal. Big whoop. So does everyone. She's perfect for me now, so I choose her now. Immediately, when I started affirming this, it shifted my entire perspective and allowed me to go about the relationship in a state of confidence. And literally, it began wiping away this victimhood mentality that I was holding on to for the longest time. Okay, that's the major key right there. Learning to create new ways of thinking that benefit us and our confidence rather than work against us. And that brings us to our final point. Perspective. In life, we have the amazing gift called free will. We are able to think any thought we want, choose any perspective that we want, and that becomes our truth. Nobody can take that away from us. Nobody can tell us how to think or what to think. We get the final decision in all that. Right now, you are choosing a perspective of your girlfriend's past that is not beneficial to you in the least bit. Let's just make a general example and say your girl had several one-night stands before you and her met. Now, you could, and probably are, saying to yourself now, like, wow, that's gross. Wow, that's disgusting. That's so wrong. Maybe in your head you might be calling her some horrible names. You'll never really be mine because you were with someone else before me. All of this is merely a perspective that you are choosing. Yes, it is a choice. You are choosing with your free will to see it like that and believe it. And I'll be honest, that perspective is hopeless. And if you choose that, you are in for a life of very, very dark times, my friend. Because I guarantee you that perspective is going to show up in many, 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 many different areas in your life throughout the rest of your life. Now, on the contrary, you could look at these one-night stands and choose a whole other perspective. And you could say something like, hey, yeah, apparently it happened, but you know what? It's in the past now. When I think about my own past, I really don't remember much from it. I just remember all the amazing things I'm experiencing right now with my girlfriend. Like, why would there be a reason to dwell on the past like that? I just want to enjoy all the time we have together right now and enjoy our relationship as it is now. See, the situation is the same, but the perspective taken is completely different. One perspective is dark and depressing, and the other one is actually empowering. Okay, again, your perspective doesn't matter. You get to choose it. And whatever you choose is your truth. In life, you can choose a perspective of, what's the point of this whole life? We're just going to die in the end anyway. Or you can choose a perspective of, I'm going to live life to the fullest and squeeze every single inch out of life because I know it's not forever. Same situation, but different perspective. So choose an empowering perspective when it comes to you and your relationship. Again, the past is as big of a deal as you want it to be. So tell yourself it's not a big deal, right? Choose that as your perspective and hold on to that forever. If something else comes into your mind that makes you think any different than this perspective, tell it no. Tell it no and move back to the perspective that you have chosen with your free will. I promise you, if you start working hard to implement these 4 steps we talked about in this video, you will start feeling more and more relief in no time at all. And before you know it, these thoughts will literally have no control over you. Your partner's past will have no control over you. You'll start being the master of your life again and enjoying every single moment with your girlfriend, just like it's the first day you met. Now, if you want more help in overcoming these intrusive thoughts of your girlfriend's past, please click right here to check out my playlist with over 200, that's right, 200 additional videos on this topic.